On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Makari Bryant, 24-02487.
Georgia, on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Bryan.
Accept this matter because by counsel you're still reviewing the evidence. How are we proceeding at this time?
We're prepared to enter a plea.
As I recall that previously the plea failed because Mr. Bryant did not believe in the validity of the stop. That's no longer an issue, sir? Is that an issue for you still? I can't hear you. Okay, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? Okay, and so you're pleading guilty to operating while intoxicated? You understand that's a misdemeanor with the maximum penalty of 93 days and or $500 in fines and 360 hours of community service. But there's a killable of no upfront jail. You understand that? And you understand your rights, which is to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to continue to trial and have the prosecution prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, but to remain silent at trial and not have that silence be used against you, and to be able to see, hear, or question any other witnesses called to testify against you, or to waive your silence and testify on your own behalf, or subpoena witnesses that will testify for you. Those are all rights you would give up today. You understand that? Okay. Anybody threatening you to give these rights up? Any promises being made in exchange for you giving up these rights? As to operating while intoxicated, first offense, how do you plead? Actual basis.
Mr. Bryant, the early morning hours of February 4th, 2024, were you driving a motor vehicle on South Cedar Street near Miller Road in the city of Lansing? You consumed some alcohol prior to driving? Did you at some point contact the police? Should the police stop you to discuss, I guess, an alleged driving infraction? Yes. During that stop, the police eventually come to conduct some field sobriety tests and suspicion of operating while intoxicated. Actually arrest you and take you to LPD lockup on suspicion of operating while intoxicated. At LPD, did they conduct a breath test? Agree that the result of that breath test showed your blood alcohol level to be above the legal. Do you have any reason to believe that is inaccurate?
Any questions from the prosecution?
Lindsay, do you have any reason to dispute that the result of the breath test was 0.10 blood alcohol?
No further questions, Your Honor.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I will accept your plea and find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter is set for sentencing January 27th at 9 o'clock in the morning. You need to have a substance abuse assessment if you've not recently had one. You're going to go down 1 floor when you leave here so that you can check in with our probation department. They're going to get you scheduled for a pre-sentence interview, okay? You have any questions for the court today? Got to know. Okay, any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
You're all set, sir. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Amber Carr. 24-00218. Appearance, please. Is Amber Carr present?
No, your car has not checked in.
Mr. Dinsmore here.
Here, he's joining us via Zoom today. And I believe I heard that he was online earlier.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Todd Dinsmore. This is 21-02063, council appearance.
Presented on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Densmore, who's joining us via Polycom, or I'm sorry, via Zoom today.
Okay, Mr. Dinsmore was scheduled today for a probation violation. And essentially sentencing. Assuming we're gonna handle this consistent with how we handled the last one.
Yes, Your Honor, that would be your request.
Okay. I'll guess incorporate the record from the other file to this file. We've already made a record of how we got here and where we are and where the expectations that we will get to in the future. Mr. Dinsmore, I believe, is still receiving treatment as we speak. I'm gonna discharge him from probation. He does have a large amount of money owed.
And I believe the court set the other file, if the court is inclined to do the same thing here, a show cause was set for May 20th. In order for him to get through where he's at right now and then sober living and then to start making payments. And I'm hopeful the court will do the same for this file.
You think so?
May 20th, 2025.
Let's have official cause at the same time, May 20th, 2025. You have any questions today, Mr. Dinsmore? I can't hear you.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is Mr. Dunwoody Moore here? Oh, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Marion Dunwoody Moore, 23-00839, council appearance.
Presented on behalf of the people.
Jacob Rowling on behalf of Mr. Dinwiddie Moore.
They was set for a hearing for probation violation that he was previously arraigned on. How are we proceeding on this?
Rather, my client will have plead guilty to the next violations.
Want to do Mr. Dunwoody Moore? That's the decision. I don't have a clue what this is. This is not this one, like that. So Jacob Cannon, You have a violation. that you were previously arraigned on, so you were suspended for moral recognition therapy. That you failed to provide verification of mental health counseling, that you failed to provide proof of enrollment in a high school diploma GED program. That's what you're pleading guilty to. Raise your right hand. Please solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury. Okay. You understand you have the right to have a contested hearing? You understand that if you plead guilty or if you're found guilty, that your probation can be revoked and you can be sentenced to jail time? Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am.
And you still want to waive your right to hearing today? Anybody threatening you to do that? Somebody promises it's going to get you to do that? As to the violations that you failed or that you, I guess, was discharged from moral recognition unsuccessfully, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And that you also should say suspended for moral recognition, how do you plead? And as to the violation that you failed to provide verification of mental health counseling, how do you plead? And then the violation that you failed to provide proof of enrollment in the high school diploma GED program, how do you plead? Factual basis, please.
Your Honor, Mr. Dinwiddie Moore, is it true that you were sentenced to a term of probation by this court in September of 2023? Yes. Is it true that that probation included certain requirements, certain things that you were required to do? Yes. Was one of those things a requirement that you were to complete a moral recognition therapy? Yes. Is it true that you were suspended from that program? Yes. Is it also true that you were required to provide verification of mental health counseling and that you did not provide that? Is it also true that you were required to provide proof of enrollment in a high school diploma or GED program and you did not complete that requirement? Yes.
Any questions from the prosecution?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find your plea voluntarily and intelligently given. It says here, this is the third technical violation that the probation status was supposed to end yesterday. However, says that the recommendation is to terminate or continue at the judge's discretion, but to impose some jail time is highly suggested. It says the defendant's overall attitude is unfair, but his responsibility is poor and his overall progress is poor. Defendant has made excuses the whole time on probation. He's changed jobs over 5 times and failed to attend moral recognition therapy. He is now starting the program over according to PATS. He has not provided proof of mental health counseling or enrollment in a GED program. Then on November 19th, this is after you failed to appear in court for your last court date, I got an update. It says defendant still has not provided any proof of starting mental health counseling or GED. Gave him ample opportunity to provide proof and stay in contact. Counsel.
I think right thing with Mr. Dinwiddie Moore definitely has not been compliant thus far. He would admit that. But I think he's making an effort now. I know he has re-enrolled with the moral recognition therapy. He's been attending that regularly. I believe he's involved in the next week. Also, he's not enrolled in mental health counseling yet, but he has plans to do that immediately. And he did turn himself in with the he had a warrant for this violation, which is to say that certainly he does admit wrongdoing here and non-compliance, but I don't think he's giving up on probation. I think given an opportunity, he would like to continue probation and complete it successfully. That is our request.
He may not have given up from probation, but guess what? Probation's given up on him because I'm not gonna be babysitting you anymore. And this is not the first time I've had you on probation. This is an ongoing, continuous issue with you, Mr. Dunwoody Moore. Thank you for turning yourself in, but if you don't do any of the things that the court tells you to do, you're wasting your time, you're wasting my time. I don't have to keep reminding you that you were supposed to do things within the court order. I don't have to keep doing that. You're well aware.
Can I say one thing?
Now, while I'm talking,
You're right, sorry.
you're well aware. Don't tell me anything about you have a child at home. You're supposed to think about the child before you put yourself in this position. I'm reviewing this file and how many times I've had to issue a bench warrant for you. I see how many times you violated this. This is not the first time you violated. I don't know why this says third technical violation, but I see here violations from December 2023. Failed to submit to random testing, failed to enroll in more recognition a year ago, failed to provide proof of mental health counseling a year ago. Here we are, almost 1 year to the date later. The same exact things have not happened. What is it that you want to share?
I just want to say one thing. The thing with the job, I have kept my job since I started. I've been at Amazon. And then my classes, it was literally just miscommunication with district court. And
What miscommunication? This is district court. What miscommunication did you have with us about more recognition therapy?
because what it was is I do the same exact thing for both probations on court. And then I failed to let my probation officer know that I was switching to online classes.
Mr. Dunwoody Moore,
Yes, ma'am.
I told you a year ago, December 5th, 2023, we had the same exact 3 violations.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not a miscommunication. Did you complete the more recognition therapy?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
I just missed one class and I had to restart back. My book is completely finished.
When did you
I
complete it?
completed it last week. I have class this week.
So you completed it after the violation started?
I didn't know I had the violation.
You did know you had the violation because you failed to appear. I issued a bench warrant and then you contacted your probation officer. He begged me to remove the violation.
That's,
Yeah.
I swear.
So you
that's-
completed after it,
Yes,
after that.
ma'am, and that's the day I knew I had the violation. I swear I was going to class and everything before. I just didn't.
Where's your GED paperwork?
It's at Michigan Works. I have to turn it in.
How long have you been enrolled in the GED program?
2 weeks.
That's a problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see where the problem is?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't get to enroll after you get arraigned and then you can clean it up, when we've been monitoring this for a year.
I swear it wasn't that. Both of my POs had told me that they were gonna let me take it step by step, and I promise that's what I've been
So it
doing.
takes a year for it to be step by step?
I've been trying. I
No,
swear.
you're not been trying hard enough. I put you on probation over a year ago. You were supposed to provide proof of enrollment over a year ago.
I've been enrolled and I've showed that proof the first time. I just got
You
kicked out.
showed proof to who?
I showed it to my probation
What's your
officer.
probation officer's name?
It's Brendan Hanna, and then for circuit court, it was Madison Bell.
When did you show it to Brendan Hanna?
It was last year, I swear.
You showed him proof of enrollment?
Yes, ma'am.
We don't have any evidence of that.
I have emails and everything.
You have it with you now?
Yes, ma'am. That's the email I had got sent when I got accepted, and then after that, I had got kicked out 2 weeks later because I hadn't received the computer.
Okay, so where are you enrolled now?
Michigan Works.
So that's why I want proof of, I don't want proof of where you were kicked out of.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what you enrolled in 2 weeks ago?
Yes, ma'am.
You enrolled in Michigan Works 2 weeks ago and you completed MRT 2 weeks ago?
Yes, ma'am.
And you provided evidence of that?
No, I just had to bring in my book to show Brendan.
You have 7 days
Yes, ma'am.
to bring in your book, or you'll be sitting in jail for 93 days. Do you understand that? I'm not babysitting you anymore. You're a grown man and you're a father.
Yes, ma'am.
Grow up. Take care of your responsibilities so we don't have to babysit you in district court anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's reset his sentencing, please.
And one more thing.
You may.
And for all those missed drug tests last year, I have all the emails for those. I went the same day. Brendan told me not to worry about them and all of that. I have all the emails and everything. All the emails, all the messages, I swear.
10th, that one. December 10th at 1:30. My expectation is prior to then, you will have already given that information to your probation officer. You have 7 days. Tender proof of enrollment and participation in your GED program.
And I can also call CMH tomorrow morning and get started with that.
You'll provide proof of all of those things in 7 days. You check in with Mr. Hannah before you leave and you're all set for today. Thank you. The record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Daniel Devliger, 24-03104. Council appearance.
George Denell on behalf of the people.
Jacob Rowley on behalf of Mr. Bleeker.
Mr. Devliger has a pretrial today. This is for weapons possession. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, it's my understanding there's going to be pleading guilty as charged with a killer in all front.
That is correct.
Have advice of rights. Okay, and Mr. Devliger, you understand that this is a misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or $2,000 in fines and a mandatory forfeiture of the weapon or device.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. I have an advice of rights and plea information sheet. It has today's date on it. Is that your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, did you read these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand the charges here?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are willing, I'm sorry, you understand the rights listed here?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want to waive all of those rights in order to enter a guilty plea to the original charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you understand that you have the right in this matter to proceed to trial and that we have the right to the presumption of innocence. So that means you're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to require the prosecution prove each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent and not have that silence be used against you, or you can waive your silence and testify at your trial if you'd like. And you also have the right to see, hear, or question any other witnesses the prosecutor intends to call to testify against you at your trial. You understand that? You're willing to give up those rights today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody threatening you or promising you anything to get you to do that?
Clear, Your Honor.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
Probation, Your Honor.
Before which court?
Muskegon County. They transferred me over here. Your
They transferred who?
Honor. My case over here. So I'm currently reporting over in,
With the circuit court?
yeah. And my case is still over there.
How long are you on probation until?
Until I pay the fines.
Until when?
Until I pay the fines, Your Honor.
You're not on parole, is that correct?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that a guilty plea could result in the violation of your probation status?
Yes, sir.
You understand that a guilty plea could have impact on where you can travel,
Yes, Your Honor.
or if you can get immigration status, if you wanted to go and move to another country. This
Yes,
could
sir.
be, you understand that? As to the charge of weapons, free school possession of a weapon, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
So because you believe you're guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me what you did to make you guilty of this.
Your Honor, I was staying at the mission currently, at the time, and so out in the streets, a lot of people aren't very kind to me. So I was carrying a BB gun around, and at the mission, you got to carry everything with you. So at the time, I went to the LCC, taking classes. Second day of school, they found it on me, and they gave me a ticket. And then at the same day, found out I had a warrant out in Muskegon, so they took me in. So I believe they already know about the story.
Okay, sounds good. So you said they found you had a BB gun on you at LCC?
Yes, sir.
That's in Lansing, Ingham County,
Yes, sir.
state of Michigan.
Yes, sir.
What was the date of this incident?
8/26. I'm not for sure.
On or about August 26th or 27th, you say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how did they find the firearm on you? How did they know that? Did you get
Um,
searched for something?
yes, sir. I believe they could see it through my bag. I don't know for sure, but I know the first day of class, they were talking about the MSU shooting that happened like 2 years ago. And I said, I have protection or possession. I didn't say where it was or when I had it on me,
Okay,
but that's when they got suspicious. And
thank you. Any other factual basis?
Are satisfied.
Thanks for saying this.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find it to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. So your matter is going to be set for sentencing January 27th, okay?
so,
At 2 p.m., you're gonna go downstairs and you can peer down 1 floor, check in with probation so they can get you scheduled for a pre-sentence interview. They'll tell me how they believe you should be sentenced, okay? Do you have any questions at this time?
no, Your Honor.
Any additional matters for the rest of council?
Yeah.
No, Your Honor.
You can have a seat. We'll get you down in
I actually do have
probation.
one question.
Yes.
So, my church I go to, they have a conference going on for students, and that's all the way in Idaho for 3 days. I get transported with the church. I was wondering, do I have permission to go to that?
You have to
If
seek
not-
permissions, to travel outside the state. What church do you attend?
The Commons over in Oakland. They do salt company through a whole bunch of different states or in the area.
And so where's this trip to?
Idaho, we're meeting all these pastors and getting more into the Lord. Yeah.
When?
January 3rd through the 5th. We would be coming back, I believe, on the 5th night.
Do you have any information relative to your travel arrangements?
A relative.
No, your travel arrangements, where you're gonna stay, how you're gonna
Oh,
get there?
yes.
You
Can
have
I
that,
pull out my phone?
if you have that information, yes.
Yeah. And already bought the ticket. Well, I didn't buy it. It was free because I wanted it.
Just show it to your attorney, he can provide the court with
Okay.
further information.
Actually, I can.
That you forward your information, your travel information to your attorney, so he can confirm as a officer of the court when you're gonna be back. I'll approve it for the travel dates. Any additional matters?
Yeah.
No, Your Honor.
You're all set. On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Lyman Hunter, 23-02677, council appearance.
Representing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lawrence Sutter on behalf of Mr. Hunter, who is approaching council table now.
And today was the date that was scheduled for a probation violation hearing. Arranged on, I think the violation that I have here is that Mr. Hunter failed for cognitive consultants to appear for testing September 16th, September 25th, September 26th, October 2nd, October 3rd, October 10th, and October 15th. How are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we do not intend to run a contested hearing.
You're plead guilty to the violation, sir? Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? Thank you. You can put your hand down. You understand that you have the right to have a contested hearing, to have the probation and the prosecution prove the violations against you?
Yes.
You understand that if you're found to be in violation of your probation, you could be facing jail time? You want to waive your hearing today? You want to have a contested hearing, or do you want to plead guilty?
I'll keep it.
Okay, anybody threatening you to do that?
No.
Any promises being made to you if you plead guilty? As to the violation that you have failed to appear for testing on September 16th, September 25th, September 26th, October 2nd, 3rd, 10th, and 15th. How do you plead? Yolanda? Actual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Hunter, is it true that on or about March 19th of 2024, you were sentenced by Judge Simmons?
Yeah.
And at that time, as a condition of your probation, you were ordered to attend random urinalysis or preliminary breath testing?
Yeah.
And is it true that on the dates read out by the judge today that you failed to do testing at cognitive consultants? And you know that's a violation of your terms of probation? Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that satisfies the factual basis.
Any questions from the prosecution?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Okay, the court is also satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea if I can be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. States here, that is overall, answer has been fair. Acceptance of responsibility for overall progress poor, because Mr. Lyman refuses to take probation seriously. He continues to disregard his testing and make excuses as to why he isn't going. He hasn't even called the hotline to see if he needs to test since October 28th. A weekend in jail is recommended. You can make allocation.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did review the reports from Mr. Neves with Mr. Hunter, and Mr. Hunter is fully acknowledging that this is an incredibly stupid oversight to be making a mistake on his part. And I think it's one that's evidenced by his age here. He's young, and I do think that Mr. Neves' impression of overall attitude is fair. Mr. Hunter is complying with other terms of probation, including recently successfully completing his cognitive behavioral therapy. He admits that he is struggling with this particular order and that the fault for that lies entirely with himself. He and I talked about how some people struggle to get up early, and yet we have to do it anyway. So he and I talked about moving forward, what is going to have to happen here to make sure that he does not appear in front of the court with these same issues. And so we discussed specifically his plans to set multiple alarms. He's supposed to be calling daily between, I believe, 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. to cognitive consultants to see if he has to go test. So we've talked about those alarms need to be set at 6:30, 7:30 to make sure he gets up and makes that phone call. And I talked about how to get his kind of support system in place to help him to make sure he's complying with all these orders. And to that end, his father appeared with him today, and I spoke with him as well about how Mr. Hunter gets through this, making responsible, mature decisions, because he admits that this is just an area of his life where I think he needs to just grow up a little. And getting up and making a phone call is about as simple as it comes when it comes to kind of growing up here, because the end result of not doing that is jail. And in other parts of his life, it means loss of jobs, loss of relationships. And this is the kind of most serious it can come. So moving forward, there's no recommendation that probation be terminated here. So continuing forward with his probation, these are the plans he has to move forward to make sure this is not a continuing issue, as well as continuing to work with Mr. Neves on any other required part of his probation. I suppose the big ask I would make of the court here is, this is obviously a holiday weekend, which is a punishment in and of itself, and fully acknowledging that the weekend in jail here is recommended and not unrealistic or unfair at this point. If there's any world in which the board would consider allowing Mr. Hunter to serve that weekend, December 6th to the 8th, as opposed to this weekend, that would be the only request we make of the board at this time.
your client want to say anything?
Everything she just said lines up pretty well. Only main issue I have is getting up and calling the hotline for drug testing
Why is that an issue?
because I don't make it my priority to be up during the times that I'm.
Whose fault is that?
That's what
But it was a court order and you knew that,
I do.
and but you still didn't make it a priority. Correct? Okay, the other concern that I have, you're not even getting up to make the phone calls. Not even that you're gonna test, or maybe you call later, I'm late, can you reschedule me? Is there another time that I can do this? You're just completely blatantly disregarding the court's order because it doesn't align up with whatever you got going on for your day. Are you working? Where are you working now? You still at McAllister's? When do you work there? What days do you work there?
It's usually like 3 days out the week.
What time?
11 to 3.
Okay, and so you're working about 4 hours, 3 days a week?
Varies, but yeah.
Okay, but no more than 4 hours, 3 days a week?
Not every time, but sometimes I'll be there from like 4 to 9:30. And then recently it's been like 4 hours, but usually like it varies.
Okay, but you know to get up and go to work though, correct?
Yeah,
But when it comes to following the court order, that you don't know,
I do know.
you just don't feel like doing.
It's actually a struggle
Why is it a struggle?
because I don't get up in time.
And you don't, what time are you supposed to go and check to see testing time? What time is that for you?
Times are between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. If I'm not mistaken.
Wait,
Sometimes I wake up at 9 a.m. and I call them and they don't, like, I can't, you know what I'm saying, schedule it that time.
because you're calling after 9, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you have a cell phone, correct?
I do.
And your cell phone comes with an alarm, doesn't it? Okay, what kind of phone do you have? iPhone? iPhone 11, okay, so I have an iPhone 11 too. I know it has an alarm, the alarm's pretty loud. I also know that if I told you, if you call me between 4 and 9 tomorrow, and I'm gonna give you $1,000, my phone would ring at 4:01. You know that I know that to be sure. You don't care to do what you're supposed to do. It's not my fault that it's Thanksgiving. You're the one who created the atmosphere which brought us here today. Not only that, I promised you 3 days from the last violation, if I had another violation. You're getting 6 days. You're getting remanded right now. You're gonna do them right now. So this is the decision you made. The court didn't make it for you. This is 6 days, Ingham County Jail. You'll serve the full 6 days, Ingham County Jail. I'm discharging you from probation unsuccessfully because I'm tired of babysitting you. Good luck to you in the future, sir. Okay. There was some young lady, I'm not sure why she's frozen in the room. Is it Tamika Hall? Tamika?
Yeah.
You know what we're doing with Ms. Hall's matter? Or did she have an attorney at all? What did she say?
Your Honor, let me just check really quick. What's the first name? I'm sorry.
Temka, Temka.
I see a file in our system, but no attorney. Give me 1 second to check in with Your Honor.
No problem. And then David Larson.
He's upstairs.
Oh, okay, I have somebody else. There's 2 jails here. Do we
That's
know?
Anthony Blackman.
Who's in post? Who's in post two? You don't know? Nobody?
Ms. Hall declined. a public defender.
Okay, you said what? You
You
don't know?
said it was dark.
Yeah, I thought maybe someone was sitting there. I'll remove this one then. Okay, Anthony Black, man is here. Isidore. Lucinda is here. Ms. Hall declined.
That's my client, Your Honor, Mr. Uachenda.
Thank you. And you will meet with her privately, and then I have. No, it's gonna go at the end of the list. Let's see here. Oh, I think this one is a private matter. And then do we see Marquez Robinson? Mr. Robinson, who's representing Mr. Robinson? Oh, okay. Am I seeing Ms. Wiggins today?
They said she was in the hospital. Mr. Brown, I feel it's confirmed. I don't believe she can speak at this time. I don't know.
That's not good. Give me a reset that. We don't have to hold it up for some reason. No, I'm just making sure. Okay, we can reset Wiggins and. I don't know which will be. Okay, good.
In January. Second. Acting.
Who's representing Mr. Blackman? Any public defender in here? On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Isidore Uisenda, 24-03092, council appearance.
On behalf of the people.
Jeff Cordes on behalf of Mr. Uachenda.
Is Uisenda there?
Yes.
Please start your video. Okay, today's the date that was set for a pretrial, and this is for operating while intoxicated. Two counts. How are we proceeding on this?
And I have not had a chance to speak with the defense attorney and looking at my notes. I'm not sure if there has been contact with the defense attorney, so I'd like to inquire with that.
Yeah, we've been unable to contact yet. I don't know if we can do a breakout room here. If I can call you on your on a private
You'll
line.
do it out. You'll do it outside of the court time. I'll reset it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
December 17th at 10.
December 17th at 10.
Okay. I will contact the prosecutor's office to take care of this matter.
You should contact case Markarian.
I'm sorry, what
Yes.
was that?
Okay, I'm just trying to see which prosecutor you should contact, because the prosecutor normally assigned to my courtroom is Mr. Markarian.
You not do a breakout room. I can probably get the results today.
No.
Because we all know the matter up there. So Casey would be the one to talk to.
You can reach out to Mr. Markarian.
Okay, I'm sorry, who?
Case Markarian is his last name. Markarian.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, you're all set. I don't know if I have, oh, I left it up this morning. You said we didn't need an interpreter for Peru?
He sent an email saying he didn't even.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Ron Walaje Pereira, 24-03268, council appearance.
Jordan on behalf of people.
Conrad Vincent on behalf of Ron Walgie Pereira, and to my right, Ron Walgie Pereira.
Okay, Mr. Pereira, how are you? Okay, it was noted that you needed an interpreter at the time of your arraignment. Is that true?
Yes, true, but I'm comfortable with moving forward without any.
Okay, so for today, we have a pretrial for domestic violence. How are we proceeding?
May we briefly approach?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
How long is this going to be?
Okay, back on the record. The matter will be reset for December 17th at 10:30. Yeah. I don't know why I put 10:40 and 5. Okay, and then you had a matter that needed to be addressed.
Yes, Your Honor. The victim in this case is wanting to make a request for bond modification. She can approach.
Ma'am, yeah, she can come up. She's fine right there. Ma'am, what's your name?
Samani,
How do you spell it?
Sammani.
What's your last name?
Pentalaka. Brematilla.
Okay, and what is it that you wanted to request, ma'am?
I want to know if the new contact order. I've never felt like unsafe or threatened in this relationship. We've been together for 4 years now, and this is the first time that this happened. And so we are about to get married in Sri Lanka in his hometown too next year. So we're planning on that. And Yeah, and he doesn't like do drugs or doesn't drink, and I've never seen him as like a bad person, like I've never felt like I'm under the power of him or anything like that, so I would plead you, if you could just, you know,
Okay, are you married now?
we are engaged.
You're engaged now. For how long have you been engaged?
We got engaged in
Did the prosecution want to respond to her request at all?
Yeah, it is always my position to always defer to the court in these situations. I never advocate for the no contact order in domestic cases. So I only leave it to the court's discretion. That's in almost every domestic case I handle.
The no contact order is really for your protection because of the nature and of the allegations behind this. I don't know what your village looks like here, because I don't know if you have other family members here, and that's what it perceives to me as he's your village here. And so you feel a need to be in contact with him even in spite of what's going on here. But you don't feel unsafe in any way.
never.
Yeah, I'm not saying have you ever, I'm saying since this incident, you don't feel that there's gonna be an ongoing threat to your safety, your security. I'll grant your request. I'll allow peaceful contact. And so you can have contact, but it must be peaceful. No arguing, no threats, nothing that will arise to the level of having to have police involvement. And my understanding of the allegations, of course, he's innocent until proven guilty, is that this resulted from a conversation about wedding planning. And so not how you want to start your wedding, I would hope, arguing about money. And hopefully you all will have or continue to be able to have peaceful contact. If that doesn't work out, we can always change it. So I'll amend the no contact order. You're all set. You're welcome. Any additional matters for today's record?
Just for the court's knowledge, they were living together prior to it. The prosecutor asked us, I want to be.
That was my understanding as well. Thank you.
Thank you, good.
Your Honor, would it be best if I stayed to get a signed order? Because I know it takes some time to get into lien in case he were stopped or.
As far as the no
Is there
contact, order,
contact?
it's gonna take some time for my staff to make a new PA 53. She's not even in the courtroom right now, so.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, if it's still gonna, even if I sign it, it'll still take some time. But
Thank you very much.
you have a question, sir?
No,
Oh,
Your Honor, she's my wife. I guarantee in front of you for safety. I can guarantee that because we never argue. This was just incident that neighbors call the police. Even if nobody calls the police, we know how to. We argue. I accept that, but we talk eventually and solve by ourselves.
I recognize that. And if she's gonna be your wife, or if you consider her your wife, then it's your job to protect her. And that's at all costs, even when you're angry. If you are angry, you probably need to separate yourself. I can't control what the neighbors do, and the neighbors should call if they hear something going on for the safety of either of you. And no one's saying that you shouldn't argue, because that's normal. But no one should be putting hands on anyone else because of an argument. And so I don't know what happened on the date of the alleged allegations, but I hope whatever it is that did happen or didn't happen has caused you to reflect on this time apart of how you will better protect and cover her in the future. You understand that? Thank you. A happy holiday to you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a nice day, Your Honor.
Same to you. Are you representing? I'm sorry, what was this, Mr. Robinson?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's what I thought. My screen swapped out. Who's in the jail?
Me?
What's your name? What is your
My
name?
last name is Blackman.
That's who we were looking for. I don't know who the other person is. Sir, what's your name?
Blackman.
Sir, in post 3, what is your name?
Me?
Yes, you. What's your name?
Blackman.
Oh, God have mercy. And that's how we got here. Yep. What's your first name?
Anthony.
What's your middle name? What's your middle initial?
S.
Okay. Post 2, what's your middle initial?
I got 2 initials, ID.
Your first name's Anthony, though?
My first name's Alante.
What court are you looking for?
I'm not sure. The CEOs just told me I had a court today with judge. I'm not sure your name.
Oh, okay. Can you tell the officer to come inside the courtroom, please, or the room with you so I can talk to them, please?
Yes, ma'am. Take care.
On a,
This is Deputy Harris.
Hi, I'm not sure what courtroom he's looking for.
Judge Simmons,
I don't have, what is his name?
Alante Blackman. We were called and said we have to call it, dial in.
Correct, but I don't have an Alante Blackman on my docket. I have an Anthony Blackman. And he's present in he's on post 3.
That was all right. Then we'll go ahead and disconnect. I apologize for the inconvenience, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. No, that's okay.
Mr. Blackman, did you
Yeah,
decline representation by the public defender's office?
what is this about?
Did you answer my question?
Yeah, if you tell me what this is about.
This is an assault and battery case. Is he being held for something else?
He has a case in 55th, Your Honor, that he is represented by our office on it. So I don't know if that's why he's asking, because he knows he's represented on a different case.
Now, this is an assault and battery. It's a 23 file, so the allegations was an assault and battery from May 3rd, 2023 at 201 South Washington Square upon a James Cheney. And our records reflect that you declined to be represented by a public defender, and we're trying to see if that's accurate or not.
Oh, well, see, Your Honor, I don't know how I became the criminal on this tort case. I had a court order to hold them in contempt on a lawsuit that they were supposed to have been paying. So I don't know how they came up with these charges. They should be charged with.
Okay, I'm not actually seeking for you to tell me at this time your defenses or who you believe should be charged. I'm trying to see if you should have an attorney representing you today or not. Did you request an attorney or no?
You can give me an attorney, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to.
It's not about what I want. Do you want an attorney or not?
I don't feel I would need an attorney because like I said, I'm there on a court order and they're pushing me around and saying, I assaulted them. You know how that goes. They're saying, I'm assaulted.
So you want to proceed to represent yourself, sir?
I want to know who's got assaulted. That's what I can I see who it is? Because I don't know who it is.
Okay, I do see that there was an order for him to undergo cats.
Yes, that was also. An
oh, let's see.
I mean, you have to have somebody who was assaulted, right, in order to.
You have to have somebody what?
If somebody's claiming I assaulted them, they have to be at least present to see.
Well, are you gonna, if you don't want to make a determination about your representation, if you want to leave it to me and see what I want you to have an attorney. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that you're requesting an attorney. And my understanding is that you did request an attorney. You do have the public defender's office representing you on another matter right now.
What matter is that?
I'm not sure.
He was arraigned on an ordinance violation in 55th District Court on the 18th.
Okay, looks like you were arraigned on the 18th on an ordinance matter in the 55th District Court.
What is the ordinance?
An ordinance is a law under the city. I don't know which one it is. That's all the information I have, sir. Because this is not the 55th District Court. This is 54B.
Okay, and
even if you believe you have a lawful defense to the charge of assault and battery, it would be to your advantage to get an attorney to help present that defense to the prosecution, okay?
okay, now that's okay. Now, see, because you went to one case and said another case. Okay, now I do understand that the charges. Okay, I do understand that in order for you to be holding me, you have to have somebody who's been attacked.
So, Mr. Blackman, that's not where we're at right now. The court is trying to be cognizant of your right to an attorney.
Somebody who's been, yeah, okay, all right. Somebody there
has been.
He might also need a forensic evaluation. I don't know.
That's certainly in my mind, Your Honor. yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm concerned about that. I'm gonna note here that the court's going to note a concern about
Hey, Your Honor, listen, let's
his
not go
ability
through
to
all that.
proceed without counsel. I will have counsel.
You said that there was somebody who's representing me, and then you said.
Are you
he was
employed,
gonna
sir?
represent- Yes, I'm employed. I'm trying to
Okay,
tell you that.
it says you run your own business, is that correct?
That's correct.
What do you do?
I'm a music publisher.
You're a news publisher,
Music publisher.
music publisher? What's your address?
Listen, if you want to give me an attorney, Fairview, 406 Fairview. I was at
Okay.
49 Southgate, and 406 Fairview.
406 Fairview? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so he's requesting an attorney now. So we will have someone meet with him and get some information so that we can move forward with the next steps, whatever that needs to be.
And Your Honor, I found an application that he filled out in the 55th District Court on the 14th with the updated address. I'll just submit this information in my record.
Very good. Mr. Blackman, you had a question?
No.
Okay, let me get you a new court date.
Oh, you said that, did you set a $1,500 bond?
I did not set it, but one was set.
Okay, is it possible that I can get out and get back on with my job and my life without that huge bond? I mean, I've already been in here 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If you give me a PR bond so I can get back to work, I'll come to court.
Mr. Blackman, you already have a 10% bond in 55th as well, so those are gonna hold you too.
55th, what is that?
I'm not amending your bond if that was your question. You can find out from your attorney once one is appointed about what's going on with the other matter. You're all set for today, sir.
I'm sorry, did you say 8 AM for the 17th?
2:30.
2:30, thank you.
You gave me his file. Let's see, on the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan, I'm sorry, City of Lansing versus Marquez Robinson, 21L2664112. And this was for failure to appear. Oh, this is a failure to pay, and that you failed to pay your fines and costs, and that we set it for show costs, you failed to appear. So I set it for a bench warrant after failing to pay back in June 17th. You were supposed to appear for an arraignment, looks like yesterday at 3 PM, and you failed to appear. Forgot. God had you, but he didn't remind you of this, huh?
Nah.
Because you know why? Because he felt like you probably had the tools to use to remind yourself.
Yeah.
He gave you those tools and you didn't use them. When are you gonna pay this money so we can close this file? We stole, was it $95?
I think it's 95, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Over here that you're gonna pay $95 tomorrow. Once you do that, that'll close this out. If you don't pay it, you know what happens? They request another bench warrant.
Okay.
We don't wanna be sitting in jail for $95 in the middle of the holidays. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the.
They're all set. Ms. Paul needs someone to. Meet with her. Did you do that already? She doesn't have an attorney. I think she declined. It's a dog, unlicensed dog. Case. And then we have Mr. Larson here.
Yes.
Okay, let's do Mr. Larson so he can go back. I have the people of the state of Michigan versus David John Larson, 23-01841, appearance, please.
George, and then I'm happy people. Jacob Brown on behalf of Mr. Larson.
Mr. Larson. I have a probation hearing and a violation. There's another violation. Okay, the allegation and the violation, sir, are that you failed to contact probation officer more than 60 days. It says has passed and you absconded. And then we had another matter or violation that was set for hearing today. You have the right to have a hearing on both matters. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at that hearing, and if you're found to be in violation, your probation sentence can be revoked, can be sentenced to a term of jail time. Let's see what's going on in this file with probation hearing. If it says he was not, he pled not guilty, he was arraigned. September 19th. I thought that he was arraigned. Okay, that would be what it is. I have Fort Eaton County Sheriff's Office defendant had contact with victim on or around May 25th, 2024. So those are the violations. How are we proceeding?
My client will plead guilty to the alleged violations.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? Okay, you understand your right to have a contested hearing on these violations?
Yes, ma'am.
You're willing to give up your right to have a hearing? Anybody threatening you to do that? Any promises for you to plead guilty? As to the violation that you, for Eaton County, had contact with the protected party in violation of your probation, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And as to the violation that I just arraigned you on, which is that you absconded, had not spoken with your probation in more than 60 days, how do you plead? Factual basis.
Mr. Larson, is it true that you were sentenced to a term of probation by this court in March of 2024? Was one of the terms of your probation you were not to have contact with an individual named Renee Garza? Is it true that term by indeed having contact with Renee Garza on or about May 25th? Is it also true that your probation required you to stay in regular contact with your probation officer? You were required to meet with your probation officer on a regular basis. Is it true that you violated that term and that in fact you failed to make contact with your probation officer for more than 60 days after that meeting?
Any questions from the prosecution?
No, Your Honor.
Or satisfied with factual basis on such a plea? How you pleading may duty voluntarily and intelligently. He's in custody at Eaton County.
Yes, ma'am. It is a pending case.
Recommendation is to discharge from probation and impose jail time. But you could have credit at this point for at least 26 days.
Yes, Your Honor, and certainly I don't dispute that recommendation. I think certainly Mr. Larson is preoccupied with his issues in Eaton County. He fully admits that he has not been compliant with probation here. I do think there is some question about the jail credit. I don't frankly know how much of the time that he was in custody was on this file or not, but I think certainly at least 26 days.
Well, and that was of course written, it was 26 days at least, what they put in the 19th of November. 30 days in county jail credit for time served. He's all set, and I'll refer the balance to collection. Thank you. And if you want to go meet with Ms. Hall. Ms. Hall, your matter was dismissed. You're all set. You're welcome.